We're here in the primary bath, and a lot looks different since we were in here with you last.
It's looking really good. Can't wait to show you.
We brought some of our materials on site so you can see what we're looking for in the whole bathroom. So we went with this Zia tile, Cantera tile for the entire floor. And we feel like it brings in all of the tones for the materials we have throughout the bathroom. We have some natural stone in the closet. We have a beautiful slab going on some of our shower walls. Our cabinet finish is gonna be a classic walnut. We went with a Native Trails terracotta finish on the bathtub, and then we have an accent of rusted steel. When we were here last, this soffit was a little bit higher, so we framed it down to be flush with the top of the glass block. We want it to look intentional, like we chose the spacing of the glass block all at the same time, so it felt very architectural. And then we have steel that's gonna wrap these step layers here. We love that architecture that was already existing. And then our slab is gonna be on the countertop, and it's gonna also run up the wall.
We just got here today, and this is one of the first finishes in the whole house. Shout out to Danny Pierce. These window frames are amazing, built out in this Corten steel. We are gonna wrap it in stone as well from Anasazi stone. It's gonna look great with the stone around it, and we can't wait to see it. One of our favorite features of the house is this sauna from Exquisite Saunas. We ended up making it a little bit longer than we originally anticipated, just because we wanted to be able to lay down in it. We're really excited to see how this comes along, and stay tuned.
Right where we're standing is where our freestanding tub from Native Trails is gonna be installed. We have it in the terracotta color. This is one of their newest finishes. And you can see we've already run the drain. We've already run the rough-in for the wall faucet. We're doing graph supplied by Hughes for all of our fixtures in our bathroom. And we're doing this olive bronze, and it'll be installed on the super dark travertine all over this wall. We're here in the primary shower. We had to dig up the whole floor because we're gonna do a curbless shower. So soon this will all get prepped. Everything will get sloped properly, and our floor is actually gonna be a mix of these 3 handmade tiles. So this is actually from our semi-custom collection from Substrate. By the time you're watching this, it might have just launched. So we have 2 collections within the semi-custom line. This is our Summit, so they're all named after national parks. So for our shower, we're doing Big Bend, we're doing Mammoth, and then Yellowstone. So organically mixing these 3 colors, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. So we're doing that all on our floor. So something funky, something memorable. And then our walls are mostly gonna be Tadillac. So just a really solid, clean, warm, neutral color. And then our travertine slab from the tub wall is gonna wrap all the way into the shower and go up this wall. And you can see we kind of framed out a skylight in here. This is where all of our steam from the shower is gonna escape because this whole wall will be glass. We are working with Nogi Electric for all of our lighting in our home, and we spent a lot of time in the lighting layout, really designing the architectural lighting for the entire home. What we decided to do were these trimless mud-in cans. These are by Maxima. So essentially this gets installed pre-drywall mud, and then they mud over it so that all you see is just the actual eyeball of the light. So we do have a mixture of the 4-inch and the 2-inch. So all of the 2-inch are gimbal. So these are actually gonna be able to angle and wash the wall. So wherever we have art or wherever we wanna highlight a texture on the wall, we're gonna use the gimbal. And then our main one is just gonna be our main lighting throughout the home. This is one of those design features in a home that I think you wouldn't expect. This was just a dated platform. The drywall used to just come out here. It was flush with the width of the wall, and it just looked like an outdated pony wall. Most of my clients would say, let's demo that. I don't need that, it looks outdated. Instead, we reinvented it. So we framed it a little bit smaller. It's going to be micro-cemented, so it'll look like a solid block of concrete. And then we added this steel post. This is giving a representation of the Corten steel that we have throughout the home. So you'll see it on our kitchen hood, you'll see it on some of our fireplaces, and then we have some of it in our primary bath. And it runs from the floor all the way to the ceiling, giving us a really nice pedestal for a piece of art.
If you know Caitlin, one thing she hates is when a door opens into a room and there's no wall to cover it up. So that's kind of the main reason we're doing it. But it came out really nice, architectural, Danny Pierce, and we can't wait to see it every time we wake up. When we saw you in the first video, we were talking about removing these windows because we were gonna put the bed on the wall in a different location. We decided to change that plan, keep the windows, center the bed on the windows, and then of course we needed to come up with a plan so we can actually sleep through the mornings because it's 5 a.m. and the sun's already out in Arizona in the summertime. So we work with new age technology. Lydon over there has been great to work with. They're putting in the automatic roller shades that will help allow us to sleep at night. And yeah, we're excited to see how that turns out. If you remember from our first video, we had some debate about pickleball court versus smooth walls. One debate we have going right now is whether we're gonna smooth the walls or keep them as is. This is very, traditional in Arizona to have some texture in the walls. Caitlin would prefer to smooth them out, and I don't mind them, but obviously there's a nice price tag that comes with doing that, and we got to see who wins that battle. Something tells me Caitlin will win it. She wins most of the battles. Of course, I lost that debate. Hopefully we'll get both, but for now we have smooth walls, and let me tell you, they do look beautiful. So Caitlin was right. We also changed it from a bull nose to square corners, as you can see here.
All of these were replaced in the home. Everything has been smoothed over with drywall mud. And then you'll notice specifically for these pillars, we added an extra layer of drywall about 3/4 of the way up the pillar. And where you see that brown wire right there, that's gonna be an LED uplight. So we have LED uplights on all 3 columns. And then this is gonna be covered in a micro cement treatment. So again, it's gonna look like concrete from that outer layer down. We had double layer coffered ceiling in here, and we kept it in some other areas of the home, but in the kitchen, we just wanted to keep it smooth and clean.
Yeah, it looks really good. And if you're looking at the ground wondering what's going on, no, we're not turning this house into a bakery. This is the drywall residue.
This is the cabinet finish that we've created with Solido. Solido is doing all of our cabinetry in our main areas of our home. And we came up with this custom stain. This is on an oak cabinet grain. We're really excited about how rustic it feels, and I think it's gonna pair really well with all of the rest of the materials. We are doing a camouflage marble on our countertop, so this is gonna bring this kind of dark putty tone, which is gonna work really well with our flooring as well, and then we're bringing in more of the rusted steel on it. So in our previous video, we had said we were still designing the island. I really wanted to bring in a boulder and do something very organic.
I mean, we both did. It would look amazing, but there's also something called practicality.
So we finally designed the island, and essentially what we're going to do is frame kind of a waterfall with drawers on both sides, but we do want both ends to be angular and organic. And then we're gonna slab the entire island in a porcelain slab so we can clad the drawer fronts. It'll be super monolithic, super brutalist, and we're gonna love it.
I wish we could do a boulder. It's just not gonna happen. Not in this house, at least.
I lost that battle.
Can't win them all.
This is our 2-sided fireplace between the formal dining and formal living. We've talked about doing this rammed earth treatment with natural stone above. So we're working with the construction zone, and their team has been incredible on getting us samples and really working through all the details. This is just the framing that was here previously. So this is gonna start to come to life in the next few weeks. We're also working with the construction zone on this custom window. Essentially, it's going to be a steel and glass pivot door on its side, so it's a window. So it's going to pivot about right where this X is. So the whole window is gonna pivot like this. So essentially to create an indoor-outdoor countertop flow experience. So we're gonna have a nice steel bucket, and it's going to be a huge architectural moment in the bar. We're embracing the terracotta tones. So on our floor, we have this Zia tile pattern that's going to run from the doorway on the entire floor of the bathroom. And then we are doing our Fleck collection from Substrate for the front of the vanity, as well as on this entire wall. And then the rest of the walls will all be a plaster treatment in the same terracotta color. So this whole room is gonna be drenched in the color terracotta, and it's gonna be incredible. We're back in the guest hallway. We had to make a statement in here. So the last time we showed you, we were framing a curve on the top corner of the hallway. Now that it's all been drywalled, you can really see the shape. Here was that unexpected beverage faucet. So we're gonna have a wall-mounted faucet and then a slab here from Galleria Stone in Magic Green. And this is going to be essentially a little drinking fountain when you need fresh water in the morning or the evening. Before the guest bathroom, we're doing this large format porcelain tile from our Substrate collection. This is the Lisbon. It's going to go on a ledge in the bedroom for suitcases, and it's also gonna be the entire floor up the bathroom, up the pony wall to the window. And then we're going with a cement look Tadillac for all the walls in here. So no visible drywall. It'll also be in the shower. And then we're going with a walnut cabinet. So this will warm up the space. And then our countertop will be a really subtle natural stone. And then our Kohler Frank Lloyd Wright stainless steel wall-mounted faucet. I'm so excited. It's the falling water faucet, one of my favorite collections, and it's gonna be gorgeous. We're here in the laundry room. Definitely some changes since the last time you were here. Firstly, we installed the glass door. So this was actually from another part of our home. It happened to be the exact same size. So we relocated it here. Now we have so much more natural light. You might have remembered we bumped this wall out into the garage so we could get more storage into the laundry room. And then in terms of our finishes, so we're looking at this plaster color for all of the walls. So this kind of toffee, butterscotch, toast color. And then we are looking at doing a Vera metal for all the cabinetry. So still testing some samples, but loving how this kind of metallic look is looking. And then we have more Cantera tile from Zia Tile. So we're doing a large format on the entire floor, and then we're doing this smaller format here on this framed pedestal. So this will be a nice drop zone with a mirror behind it. And then looking at possibly a manufactured stone for the floating counter where the sink is. We're out here in the courtyard, and these are the first 2 rammed earth samples that the construction zone made for us for our fireplace. We love both of them. Our feedback was we prefer this one that has a little bit more of the red tones, but we brought some concrete reference samples. We want to bring in a little bit more contrast, so we want a little bit of striation of this lighter beige and then a little bit of this kind of like darker muted brown. So we're hoping to see these tones with a little bit more of that contrast, so we're waiting on our next sample. We're also working with the construction zone on our front gate. I am so excited about this gate. The shop drawings they've given us so far, the details I've gone over with them on the hardware, there's gonna be some leather integrated, and it was all inspired by a gate that we saw in Mexico City, so I cannot wait to see that come to life. So far we've removed the previous gate and we've repaired the stucco, and the floor is gonna get some rework, so this pathway is gonna come back. There'll be a rock layer underneath the gate, and then all of this saltillo is gonna come out, and we're gonna have a beautiful flagstone. So this is gonna look quite different and already feels better without the old gate. We're back here in the family room. We've made some tweaks since last time we were here. We've reframed some of the fireplace opening for the new firebox. This is gonna get installed very soon. We've reinforced the base on the bottom, so this is gonna all be slab from Arista stone. And then you can see we've started drywall on these walls. And then one of the things we recently just changed was we ended up cutting back the hearth over here. And the reason we did that is because I want to have a full wall of draperies. So now our draperies can pocket right back into that area. And then this will be the TV cabinet to hide the TV. So we did end up having to grind and re-level the concrete in the entire house. It almost looked so good that everyone thought we were doing polished concrete floors at the house, but we are still putting hardwood flooring on them, but now it has a really solid foundation to get installed on. So you can see Premier Concrete Resurfacing did such a great job, and everything's covered right now to be protected from the drywall mud, but our whole house is nice and smooth.
Last minute, we decided to take a month-long road trip because it's over 100 degrees here in Scottsdale and it's time to get out. So we'll be gone for about a month, and there's gonna be a lot of progress made while we're gone, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when we get back.
So drywall is wrapping up. We're gonna start prepping all of the showers. Our hardwood flooring is gonna start to get installed. The fireplaces are getting worked on, and we might even have some tile installed by the time we're back.
Woohoo! You excited? For the trip or the house, or both?